Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Happy New Year. It's me, Victoria, on the Soul Nurture channel. And honestly, I haven't gotten into the rhythm of this year yet. And somebody made a comment, I think it was Melissa, on the new moon video that I did for Capricorn happening on the 11th. And she said something about, I look forward to your lives. And I was like, oh, yeah, lives. When am I going live? And I have been going live on Tuesdays. So here I am. How are you? I love lives because they actually give me a chance to catch up with myself, and hopefully, some of you will be with me to catch up with yourselves. I'm still trying to figure out the time. It's 6 p.m. or no, it's 5:55. I started at 5:55. I have a quirky thing about numbers, as some of you do as well. Didn't want to start at 6. I always thought that was an arbitrary thing, 6 or 6:30. Why not 5:55? Why not 5:43? Who cares? So, anyway, give me some feedback, especially Melissa. You had mentioned you liked the lives. I wonder what time would work for you. It's really tricky because I try to, finish my day. I don't want to be too late. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to find my rhythm. So, what I wanted to talk about, as I've talked about on a number of my videos lately, is, sort of moving into the new year, and how I believe that any time is the right time to reset, restart, have a new year, your personal new year. And you have your personal new year when it's your birthday. But nonetheless, we're in a collective unfolding new year. And I know for myself and a lot of people that I support, people were saying, I'm not ready for the new year. I'm not complete with the last year. So, but I do think this new moon happening on the 11th is a real kickstart into the new year. It feels like that, kind of energy of what am I doing? What are my goals? What do I need to take some action with, right? So watch that video if you haven't already. I want to say I'm trying a new camera up tonight, and I notice it is going in and out a little bit. So my husband did say to me as we were testing it out, he said, just don't move around as much. That's a hard thing for me to do, sit still. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about visioning because truly, before a new moon, which we are, and in a new year, which we are, is a wonderful time to just check in with your soul. What am I longing to do? What, it's good to connect and assess, where are you? How is your life unfolding? Where are you feeling blocked? Where are you feeling stuck? Where are you feeling out of alignment? Where are you feeling out of your um, authentic soul calls? You, if you watch my videos, and if this is your first time popping by, I encourage you to watch the video here, watch a couple other videos, and see if what I'm sharing resonates with you. My ultimate soul mission here is to offer, something that inspires you, meets you right where you are, feel to offer some support, and that ever necessary and needed reminder that you're not alone. I know I need that reminder sometimes, and sometimes I'll click on other YouTube videos, or phone a friend. I need that reminder, like, is it just me, or are you noticing, you experiencing this? So I really want to encourage you. I see that there are two people with me. If you feel comfortable, say hello in the chat. And if you don't, I totally understand that. My hair is wet because it is storming where I live in Sequim, Washington, Washington State. And my husband and I went for a delicious walk down to the river during the storm. And I'm kind of in between hair washes. I don't know if anybody else does this. I don't wash my hair every day. And that's why I think my hair is pretty healthy. And every once in a while, when I'm in between washes and it's raining, I'm like, I'll go get a natural shower. And so I let my hair get wet. And it does feel like it's like nice and clean, and no product, just Mother Nature and some rainwater. But it was amazing going out to the river, everything storming around. And that's what, this time still feels like. We're some things are still storming around us, and this week, especially with the new moon, it's kind of like a settling into where you are and assessing. Ooh, okay, it's kind of like that. Ooh, yeah, assessing what you move through in 2023. Hey, Vaughn, I don't think I know you. New to my channel. Thanks for being here. Unless you quietly watch and don't comment, but thanks for being here. But how many of you did my end of the year review? That actually was a repeat. I did the same video in 2022. I went to redo that video and I was like, you know what? The lighting's off, but the content's good. And it's a good way. Okay. Thank you, Vaughn. Awesome. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep watching, and I'm always open for suggestions for topics. And so, for those of you who are new here, I'll just say straight away, I call myself the soul nurturer because I've been on a journey of my own life of since I was a kid, um, recognizing that we are souls having a human experience and trying to sort of do that transformational work, that reclaiming work, inner child work, reparenting work, soul work, to help heal the human experience as we're letting our souls unfold potential and possibilities. So a lot of the topics I cover here, I do talk about astrology, the symbolic language that is connected to our souls unfolding, our soul purpose, and our collective experience. I do talk about dream work here and there, anything soul, right? So, and my mission, my personal mission, is to help each individual or groups that I work with in reclaiming that soul potential that gets kind of buried under conditioning, it gets lost and pushed into the shadow, to help reclaim and set yourself up for success, which I think this year is about, especially this first month, January, and in particular the new moon. It is setup time to set up a foundation for the highest possibility of success for your possibilities, and that's what I do individually. Okay, so I will put my mm, my website in the description. This is what happens when I do this at the end of the day. Like my mind's going, isn't it time to clock out? But, and I still am offering 20-minute free consultations. What that looks like is we can peek at your chart. I call it your soul chart. Yes, it's an astrology chart, but I'm looking through the lens of what's your soul potential, where's your wounding, where are you called to, what are your calls, what's your potential. So that, or just a, you know, just a soul guide kind of session, which is where are you at, where do you want to be, right? I'm a transformational hypnotherapist is my foundational training, lots of other trainings on top of that, including a Jungian based spiritual director. Okay, so this is an opportune time to what I call soul visioning. You know, a lot of around this time, a lot of people are doing their vision boards, right? Vision boards are awesome. I love vision boards. However, I think that they miss a few steps. So it's a good time of the year to say, what am I visioning for? You know, especially again, new moon on the 11th. What are you visioning for this year? As I was getting this imagery and you know, sort of the symbolic reminder, and I think, you know, nature's the greatest teacher with symbolic mirroring. As we were walking down to the river and the trees are swaying in the wind and it's storming and the rain and it was pouring, and I thought, okay, coming out of a storm, you know, what does the storm do? What does rain do? It washes us clean, right? But we moved out of this sort of stormy year of 2023, a lot of um, uncertainty and challenges and transformation. We're still in these very deep transformational waters, right? But this week provides a bit of a clearing and the settling into where are you and where, you know, metaphorically do you want to be? And what I mean by that is, you know, where are you playing small and you want to rise up more with your potential? You want to, you know, the image I kept getting to when I'm thinking about this year, it's time to come out of the limited boxes. The boxes, and this is individually and collectively, and we're seeing this, right? We see it all through the news, we see this kind of people pushing against the limitations. Why do I believe that? Why am I doing this? Why is this? And we're collectively reconfiguring, and that's where we are. But so individually, though, where do you have yourself in a box that you may have a vision or vision, dream? Some people like to use the word dream. I don't use it as much because I do dream work, so it's a little confusing. So what are you visioning for, longing for, desiring? And where are you holding yourself back or feeling limited? And this is the year to knock those walls down that you're boxed in. And where you're boxed in is, well, a way to find where you're boxed in is this. I call it I call it the but process. And that is, I would be doing this, but I would go for that new job, but I would start my own business, but I would complete that project, but I'd be in a relationship, but, and I call it get your butt out of the way. But we have to identify what the butt is first. But what's your butt? And this is where we start to find those limiting beliefs. So let me see if I can do one for you. um, well, I would finish my book, but but I haven't been making the time for that. And then you take it to the next thing. And if I haven't been making the time for it, something I want to do, what does that mean? Okay, about me. So if you're doing this and you've got your next step to the but, what does it mean about you that you're not putting yourself out there to date, that you're not reaching for that next step that you're really wanting? What is that but? And we keep dropping it down to until we get to that core root negative limiting belief. Okay. But I don't have enough time. That's an excuse. That's not a belief. I don't make enough time. If I don't make enough time for something I love and want to do, what does that mean about me? I don't matter, right? This is one of my deep negative core beliefs that I can fall back into when I get too busy. And see how it kind of works unconsciously. We have these negative core beliefs that form between 0 and 7, meaning in utero until we're about 7 or 8. And some people believe they go away. Oh, just get rid of it, let go of it. No, we don't. They don't go away. They can go dormant if we stop feeding them, if we stop empowering them. But they're kind of always lingering, waiting for us to fall back. I call it the old neighborhood, the new neighborhood. The old neighborhood is where, we are literally in the house we grew up as children, or some people moved around a lot, but the house, the structure we literally grew up in, but it's more metaphorically the structures we were given, the beliefs, the patterns that that were role modeled to us, or that we just sort of, when we're kids, we're egocentric. So we're always trying to figure out where we are in the world based on this felt sense, what's happening in the world. We articulate it through must mean something about me, even though it's probably not about you. Maybe your parents were doing the best they could, but because they weren't capable or able to be there in the way that you needed, you made that about you. So these are those negative core beliefs that are sitting there dormant in the old neighborhood as we're trying to vision and move towards the metaphoric new neighborhood. And that is the new beliefs, new patterns, new way of being that is aligned with your soul potential. Hope that makes sense. So once you get this concept, you can just easily check yourself. Where am I living from? Am I in the old neighborhood, or am I in my new neighborhood with a stake in the ground, waiting for my possibilities to meet me because I'm ready, right? And I do love to say that it's important to remember that we have to prepare to receive our blessings, that you can pray all you want, and unless you're updating your unconscious programming, you're going to unconsciously block what you're praying for. So praying are preparing to receive your blessings means you're doing your inner work. Okay? Hope this makes sense. All right. I see there are, okay, 6 people here and only one person commenting. Come on. It's time to be bold. What are we waiting for? I feel like that's a big message too. Maybe also because I just turned a significant new age. And it's like, what am I waiting for? What are you all waiting for? Life's moving on. So, what are you here to do? What are you dreaming of? What are you visioning for? What is holding you back? I almost swore, that's how passionate I feel about this. So, what's holding back? What's the box? What box are you in? And whose beliefs, or it's important to look here too. I call it the unconscious loyalty bond. This is another place to look. You want to experience X, Y, and Z, but that's not what your family of origin would approve of. And so unconsciously, you may sabotage, block, or not move towards what you want because of the fear of disconnecting from a vital need. Remember, all behaviors are based on needs met or not met. So, one of the primary needs is the need to be loved, the need to be included, belonging, the need to feel safe. Hey, Melissa, yay! Did you hear me say that you're part of the reason I'm here tonight? When you wrote your message, I was like, oh yeah, it's New Year. When am I doing a live? So, thank you for that little nudge today. Okay, so oh, you did not? Oh, okay. I thought on one of the videos you commented something about when are you going live. Maybe that, do I have 2 Melissas? I thought it was you. Anyway, well, somebody nudged me today. Okay, it was you. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I think we have a Neptune square today, which is a little fuzzy. I was going to look at the astrology really quick because it is a good day to vision. And as we lead into the new moon, so what are you visioning for? And visioning is the big, higher possibilities. But we start with what's right in front of us, right? And I do love to have an anchor word for the year, or a focus word or focal word. Mine for this year is rekindle, because I feel like since 2020 and maybe a little bit before, I sort of was going inward, and sort of all my external energy and my motivation and my inspiration was really getting kind of low, a low flame. So I'm rekindling my passion for the things that I'm passionate about. I'm rekindling my possibilities. And I feel like I'm rekindling my light. I really feel like my light went really low. So rekindling is my word. Yours is replenish. I love it. Vaughn, do you have a word for the year? A focus word? That's a good step because it's intentional words kind of keep us on track. It's also good to create a vision statement for the year. Different than intention. A vision statement is more like, um, I think a vision statement is, intention is human experience, vision is both. Soul connected, like, okay, when I'm really connected to my yes, my knowing, this is my vision. And then, of course, the vision boards, or I'm going to talk to you about a little process that I do that came to me out of what's that saying? Necessity, no, invention. Oh gosh, I can't remember now. It's something like when you need to do something, and you have to invent it in the moment. I'll just tell you that what happened. Years ago used to work for a nonprofit called OliPen here in the Pacific Northwest, and it was a community service nonprofit, and one of my jobs was helping people moving out of welfare to work, to prepare them to get their confidence to get ready to do that. And so we would do vision boards. And one day I came in and getting my supplies, and there were no there were no poster boards. So I had a little mini and then I went, okay, what can I do instead? And I went to my desk, and I had a file folder on my desk, and I was like, we're going to do file folder visioning. And I thought it was like a light bulb moment for me, because as a hypnotherapist, what we're trying to do here, or what we are doing when you do a vision board, if you're doing it with intention and with the desire to update your subconscious mind, not just put pictures on the board and say, okay, that's what I want, doing the inner work to align with those possibilities. So I call them the files of the mind anyway. You've got a file for money, a file for relationships, a file for your how you take care of your body, all these files that are programmed. Oh gosh, yes, rebirth, Vaughn. Yes. We're in a collective rebirth, and as long as Pluto's still in Capricorn, it's, we're in the laboring of that, right? So that's a very good word. And, it's hard to have just one word. I use that word too. So, okay. So these files that we borrow the hand-me-down information from our families of origin. What did we see our parents do in relationship? That is our primary references in our relationship file. How did they handle money? That is our primary reference in our money file. How did our, usually it's our same-sex parents that we look at. How did my mother take care of herself? Ooh, that's my reference for self-care, right? So these are our files. And so, oops, sorry, my phone's going off here. So you take a file folder and, they make these beautiful, decorative file folders now. And you label the tab the specific area you want to update. Okay. So you're visioning, but you're also instructing your subconscious mind. And this is what it looks like with what I want to accomplish, what I want to experience, and what I want to feel. Right. So that's a little vision. Instead of a vision board, do a vision file and update the files of your minds. Do any of you do vision boards? Is it a tool you use? I'll tell you that I've had remarkable breakthroughs with it. Now, the thing is, and I'll give you these 3 tips too. You don't just pick pictures and you say, yeah, I love that. And there's something about that. That's good. It's a really nice start. You create your vision board and then you look at the board and you read the board and this begins to kickstart your new story to build your vision so that you can move in the direction of that vision. So that would look like reading. See, no, I don't have one on my desk, but so you just look at the pictures and say, I am messages. I am traveling. This is one of my visions. I am a digital nomad. I love being in different locations while I'm supporting my clients. And you just read each image that you have on your board. Okay. And the more you do that, again, the more you're empowering your subconscious mind with enough information to support you in going in the direction that you desire. Okay. Does that make sense? So I highly, highly, highly recommend vision boards. They help you break free from those stuck patterns. And the reason why we're stuck is we do not have enough information in the subconscious mind to support us to where we want to go. Okay. What else do I want to talk about? Any questions? Does anybody have any questions for me? There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Let's see. How about are you feeling the new moon energy yet? And how many of you do new moon practices? And I do have a video up for that, and I do encourage you to watch that. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, I'm actually already at 23 minutes. So I'm going to hang around for a little bit if you have any questions. I'm going to see if I have anything else I wanted to share with you. Do comment if you're watching, when you watch this, if you're not watching live with me, and those of you watching live with me now, your comments will go away, by the way, Vaughn and Melissa. So if you could, once this video gets posted, I think it takes a little bit to be like uploaded. I don't know. There's something that happens where all the comments go away. And I invite you to just comment again, because each comment underneath a video and a like will help my message get out in the YouTube deeper waters and to more people. And that's you helping me fulfill my purpose. Okay. So that would be great. But do you have any questions before I head out tonight? And do tell me what time of the night or day and what day of the week would be good for lives for you. So far, I've been doing Tuesdays around this time, because my husband teaches a martial arts class, so he's doing his thing, I can do my thing. But I feel like in some, my friends in the East Coast can't join. It's a little late, and okay, well, at least Melissa can be here. Yeah, it's so tricky. And as I'm asking these questions, I've got this little voice in the back of my head saying, Victoria, don't go into your people pleasing. Pick the day that works best for you, and whoever's meant to be there will be there. Yeah. Okay. Awesome, Melissa. But that is, I talk about this a lot because I meet a lot of people pleasers, and you know, I find a lot of women were conditioned to be this. So I invite you to be aware of, are you being a people pleaser? And do you know what I mean by that? It means stepping over yourself, your needs, your desires in order to make sure the other person is taken care of. You know, it's a really deeply ingrained unconscious pattern that I find myself all the time. So here's a little tip for that. And that is, when someone asks you to do something, you say, let me think about that. And then you pause and maybe you get back to them later and you ask, am I stepping over myself to do this? Now, I always make this distinction between service. Of course, we're all here to contribute, to serve, to support others, but not at the expense of ourselves. And sometimes that becomes a sacrifice. And that's when we're in people pleasing mode. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We're at 26 minutes, and I just really wanted to say hello in real time. And, I'm excited about this new year. I do think that it's a year of a lot of breakthroughs, especially when Pluto goes into Aquarius. It's going to be such a deep invitation to completely and innovatively restart your life towards things that are more aligned with your authentic self. We're already seeing it, aren't we? People are just being a lot more authentic, speaking their truth. I love this movement, but it's interesting. I know that I made a lot of changes when I was younger to find my soul call and worked in jobs for a while that didn't feel right for me, but I learned a lot there, following the trail of what am I here authentically to do. And I'm finding people starting really young. Sorry, this is a little wobbly, and that makes my camera go in and out. People are getting the message earlier, which is good, that I'm here for a purpose. And they only want to do that purpose. But the thing is, everything is purposeful. So even the mundane job, it's like, well, I really want to do this and I'm doing that. Wherever you are, that saying, bloom where you're planted, there's something there for you as well. I was just in Palm Springs with my best friend, and I went into a grocery store, Ralph's there. And the guy in the produce department, I should have said something to his manager. He was like so present. And so, like, I asked where the garlic was. Hey, yeah, let me show you. Walks me over there. And I'm like, wow, this dude is really proud to be here and very present and great customer service. And I thought to myself, yeah, we celebrate people who are going for their purpose. And yes, we're all here to find that. Well, I guess what I'm saying is there are steps too. And also, let's celebrate the people who can find joy in a job like being the produce guy, directing someone to the garlic. Like wherever you are, I remember Marianne Williamson said this years ago, and I loved it. Wherever you are is your ministry. Wherever you are is purposeful. Wherever you are, you're fulfilling a purpose, even if it doesn't look like it is, right? Like when I worked many different jobs, and one was a pretty glamorous job. I worked for the Grammy Awards, but my soul was here to be, I wanted to help people on their unfolding journeys. And don't you know, people would come to my cubicle and sit and say, can I take a minute here with you? Because you're so calming and I just want to catch my breath. So I was already doing my purpose, but I was doing a different external job. And I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but maybe somebody needed that right where you are, there is purpose. Now, if you're feeling like you've outgrown it, you've learned all you can from where you are, then yeah, it's time to bust through, break free. But I think that sometimes people jump quicker, too quick, um, and there are times I did that with jobs. I'm like, I'm done here. And I look back now, I'm like, oh, I could have learned this, that, and the other. They wanted to teach me that, but I wasn't willing because I thought I had to be somewhere else. So maybe that's purposeful somewhere. Hi, Jamie. Yes, I'm back. And I'm so glad you're here. All right, last call for any questions. Any questions on vision boarding, visioning? What's soul visioning? What do you have any questions about? I'm going to look really quick at the astrology for today. I meant to do that earlier and I got, as I do, a little sidetracked. Okay, so yeah, we have Sun trine Uranus today. So this today, and when is it exact? It was exact today at 4 o'clock, 4:07, and will be active until tomorrow. So this is a wake up time. This is I would say that any dreams you're having are going to be like calling you back to your authentic self right now. Mars is sextile Saturn. This is where moving our feet towards, you know, we're doing the hard work towards what we're visioning for. Oh, this is the Mercury square Neptune. Remember, I said little fuzzy today. Mercury, our thoughts, how we communicate. Square Neptune. Neptune is all about, well, it's our spirituality, it's our compassion, but it's watery and it can be um, disillusioning, like you're not sure what's real, right? Okay, well, thank you. Oh, hi, Amy. This is a good time. Thank you for your videos. Oh, wonderful. And Amy, have you watched other videos? Because I'm not familiar with your name in this moment, and maybe I like to connect with those who do comment, and some people write me emails, and I feel like I get to know you a little bit. So I'm not familiar with your name, and I hope to see you more on the channel. All right, all of you and anyone watching this when I get posts right after I complete, I'm wishing you the best, the most abundant, beautiful new year possible for you. And remember, you can restart anytime that you need. And take good care of you. And go back and watch the review if you haven't done it for clearing out last year. If you haven't done that, or if you want to do it on your own, what did you learn from 2023? What lessons? And how do you take those lessons learned towards the wisdom um, to support you in 2024? Watch the new moon in Capricorn. Again, the new moon is the setup for the whole new year, and how you're taking care of the foundational things of your life, how you're taking care of the day-to-day responsibilities, so that you can accomplish more and succeed and have an empowered 2024. All right. Thanks for being with me. And I think I'll be back next Tuesday around the same time. And watch for videos. Email me at thesoulnurturer@gmail.com if you want. Ask any questions there. And if you haven't signed up for a 20-minute consultation yet, I invite you to do that. All right. Peace and blessings to all of you. And you have a beautiful evening too, Jamie. Take good care until next time. Bye, guys.